cheapwinefinder.com, which is how we start off every single one of these. And look, that's who I am and that's who we are. And what we are doing is talking about a wine that we just put on the cheapwinefinder.com website just a little bit ago. It's a Marlborough, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc from Babich. Babich is a family-owned winery. They've been around since 1916. There's still 3 generations of that family calling the shots out there. So they've been making wine in New Zealand for a long, long time. This particular bottling, and I think I said the name backwards or inside out, and it's the Babich Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc 2019. 2019. I know we're just a few weeks into 2020, but New Zealand has their summers and winters on the opposite side of us. So this is a young wine, but I think they started fermenting it back in April. So it's this is a young wine, which means don't bother aging it. The day you buy it is pretty much the day you probably should unscrew the top and drink it. Having it sit around your house is not going to make it any better, but that's fine because you can pretty much buy this one everywhere. It's all over the place. Babich has been around forever. This particular brand has been around since 1991, so we're going on 30 years, which means that it's been good for a long time, and it is. This is classic New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, young, bright, fruity, bold, but not too bold, easy to drink. It's got this nice creamy thing in the mid-palate, which I really like that they don't always have, but this one does. And I think that's really enticing. And it's just great what you want in a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. And I've kind of loved New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc ever since I was aware of them. We've been doing the website this is going to be our 12th year sometime this year. Our anniversary, we don't even know when we started, but our anniversary is going to be in April or something. And just before we started is when I think the first few times I've had a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. And back in those days, they also had a lot of Pinot Noir under $20, and that's kind of dried up. I never, ever see a New Zealand Pinot Noir anymore. Well, I mean, they're there, but they were just as hot and they had just the same kind of buzz that the Sauvignon Blanc had, but something happened to it and it's gone. I don't know why. I think they might have gone upscale a little bit, selling their, shipping everything from New Zealand to here to compete with California's Pinot Noirs probably wasn't the easiest thing in the world. There are Sauvignon Blancs in California, and there's some good ones, but, New Zealand's got the name on that. Actually, a lot of times you'll see in California Sauvignon Blanc called Fumé Blanc, because back in the day, no one would buy Sauvignon Blanc, so they changed the name to Fumé Blanc and started selling it. So sometimes if you see Fumé Blanc, it's a made-up name but it's Sauvignon Blanc. But that's beside the point, because we're talking about New Zealand. It's in the South Island. Marlborough makes up about 2/3 of all the wines coming out of New Zealand, and Babich is one of the main people there. I mean, if you're looking for New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, you want to make it, your daily, one of your daily rotation wines, this is actually a really good one. There are some very good labels out of New Zealand, and this is one of the preeminent ones too. It's a great one. I'm having a great time. And Sauvignon Blanc, light, breezy, bold flavors, but smooth. You can sunshine in a bottle. It's like, it's like spring in the middle of winter. And Sauvignon Blanc doesn't have to be that way. Like in Bordeaux, they mix it with some Semillion, and they even have some that are oak aged. And there are Bordeaux Blancs, which is, they usually never put some Sauvignon Blanc on the bottle in Bordeaux. but you can age them for 25, 30 years. They're like legendary. I never had one, but so they tell me, but I kind of like the young stuff. I think, I'm not missing out too much because I'm really enjoying these. I'm going to take a sip because I've got wine in my hand and I tend to take sips when I have wine in my hand. Yeah, I don't think this podcast is going to be all that long because there's not too much to say about it. It's good. It's what you expect from a New Zealand Sauv Blanc. I think I found it on sale for $9.99. Normally it's closer to $12. At $9.99, it's like hard to beat that. It's really well made. The producer's been around forever. They know what they're doing. They make 80% of it. They said 80% of their Sauvignon Blancs come from their own vineyards, and the other 20% is from contract vineyards. And that's always one thing, you see, it's all from our vineyard. Well, how do I know your vineyard's any better than the guy next door? I don't actually. It's a selling point, and it sounds good, and it can be good. But since they've been around since 1916, you figure they know what they're doing. There's just some common sense point to wine, too. So that's what we got here. It's a really nice, young, drink it as soon as you buy it. Not on the way home, wait to get out of the car. And there's other really good brands out there, but this one is solid. If you're looking to find a daily driver for your Sauvignon Blanc, that's not a bad one to try. It's got that mid-palate, that creamy thing in the mid-palate that's really enticing. It's easy to drink. It does what you want it to do. And that's it for me. Keep it cheap, over and out. Like I said, what else can you say about a really good New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc? It is what it is, and what it is good. So I'll talk to you in a few more days. We've got a whole year of stuff coming up, and we're going to have some fun. And hopefully we can tip you to some wines that you enjoy and some wines you go, what the heck was he thinking? But, to each his own when it comes to wine, and that is the key word here. Find out what you want. Don't really go by what other people tell you. Except me. You can go by what I tell you, but everybody else, so there you go. But the best thing you can learn about wine is what you like yourself. And maybe if you listen to us and read us, you can maybe get a few tips and figure it out for your own self. So adios, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.